Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to be showing us how to make this beautiful maxi dress, and it's got the detail circle at the bottom. So do well to watch all the way to the end. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, do well to click on the subscribe button so when I post videos like this, you get notified. So let's get into the video. So materials we're going to be needing for this project is my measuring tape, scissors, chalk, and a ruler. I've got this crepe black fabric. Now, because of the length or the width of the fabric, I cannot use my cutting table. So to determine the length that you're going to be folding this fabric, I'm using a 57-inch length. I want it to be long, but not too long that I'm not comfortable to walk in. So I have measured 57 inches here because I'm going to be hemming it with 1 inch allowance. So I've got 57 inches here. I folded it twice and then I'm going to fold it again diagonally. Okay, so I folded the fabric now. I've also pinned it down just so it doesn't move anywhere. First measurement we're going to take is our bust line measurement. So to get to the bust line, we'll need to measure my bust, whatever your bust is, divided by 4. So mine is 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. 10.5 plus 1 inch allowance is 11.5. So I'm just going to look for where 11.5 is on this fabric. Okay, so I've got that as here. So I'll mark it like so. Now, to be sure that this is correct as this, I'm going to measure from here to here and from here to here. I can see both of them gives me 15 inches. So I'm going to put my ruler like so, and then I'm going to mark the 11.5 inches. So now that we've got the bust line measurement, we're going to do our neckline. I'm coming up 4 inches. So if your bust is 40 inches or more, you're going to come up 4 inches. If your bust is 40 inches, or if your bust is less than 40 inches, then you're going to be coming up 5 inches. I'm doing here. So I'm coming up 4 inches here, and I would do the same on this side. And then I'm going to measure that this side is the same as this side. They're both 11 inches. Then I'm going to connect these two lines. So we've gotten our bust line and our off shoulder line. So now to get our neckline, it is a shoulder divided by 4. So my shoulder is 16 divided by 4. Now you're going to be measuring that on this edge. So you see where the fold is, that's where the measurement is going to be taken from. So I'm going to go in 4 inches on this off shoulder line. So this is going to be our neckline, 4 inches. Now from this point, this is the side that has the opening. I'm going to measure my bust line on here, and I'm going to be taking it from this side. So my bust line, we already said that was 10.5. So from here to here is 10.5. So depending on how the depth you want the dress to be, you can come up 2 inches, you can come up 1.5 inch, you can come up 2.5 inches, depending on how you want the dress to be. So I'm going to be doing 2 inches. I'll mark that here. This is a really slippery fabric. So I'll mark that here. And then I'm going to connect this line to this line and this line to this line using my armhole curve. Okay, so now I've connected I've gotten my neckline. I've also gotten my armhole line. I'm going to measure the length of this fabric. So you know how we said armhole line, this is 8 inches. So I'm going to start from here and measure my desired length. I'm going to start connecting it. So now that I've drawn the line, I'm going to cut out all of this. So now that I've cut this, I'm going to cut this armhole line all the way down just so I can open up the space on the side here as well. Okay, so I've cut everything out now, and this is what the dress looks like. Now I want to make pockets on this dress, so I'm going to be marking 9 inches from here. I'm going to mark 9 inches down in my chalk. So I'll just make a notch here, just so I know where my pockets are going to be sat. Okay, so now that we're done with that bit, I'm going to cut out the pockets for this dress using my hand as the pattern. Okay, so I've cut out the pocket pattern, I've cut out the dress. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is cutting out the straps for this dress. So I'm going to get bias binding and make from scrap of the fabric. I'm going to cover the neckline, I'm going to cover the armhole. That's one option, or you can just fold it in like this to cover the armhole and the neckline. I'm also going to be making straps for the dress. I'm going to be using 2-inch strap. I want that if I wear a bra with the dress, it doesn't show from the strap. So I'm going to be making a 2-inch strap. I'm going to be putting a pocket, and then I'll hem the dress and then come back and show you what it looks like. Hey guys, I'm going to be showing us how I'm going to be making one of the straps. I've done one already, so we're just left with one. So what I'm going to do now is I've cut a piece out, kind of like a bias binding, and I have done the first stitch. After doing this first stitch, I'm now top stitching that and then fold it in place just so it forms a bias binding and is able to wrap around the straps nicely without leaving any fray or any side. So this is what the finished look looks like, and this is the strap now that I finished it. Now that I finished putting in the strap, I'm going to put the band on the neck, so like a bias binding on the neck. So I've cut out a piece, I'm folding it once, and then the second fold, I'm going to tuck that in. So rather than having to sew it and then use something to turn it around, I just folded in twice and then folded the edge in, so it just comes out really nicely, just as you can see me doing on the screen. You can just do the same thing. So now that that is done, I've done the first part of the neck. I'm going to top stitch it now, as you can see me pointing on the screen. After top stitching, which I've just done, I'm going to fold that in nicely, just so the neck is folded in properly and the straps has been nicely done as well. And it's so easy to get the hand and the straps done. So now that that is done, I'm cutting the circle I'm going to be putting on the dress. So I'm just using my one of my son's plates. Just made a circle, and now I'm just going to trim around all the circles. I cut out 2 circles just so I can sew the end. I left like 1 inch just so I can use that to turn it to the right side. And one very important bit is you have to iron each of the circles just so it sits nice and flat on your fabric. After ironing it, that edge I'm showing, I trimmed the inside actually before ironing it and turning it to the right side. Then I would sew the edge that I have currently left open. So now I'm just arranging that on the fabric, as you can see me doing. And I just try to arrange the circles just so it blends in nicely without looking too anyhow. And then I use the pin to hold them in place. Now I've taken that to my sewing machine and now I'm sewing it on the dress, and that's it pretty much. So this is what the dress looks like. I've worn it with the belt and without the belt. Hopefully you enjoyed the content of this video and you're able to make something like this. If you do, remember to tag me or leave a comment and I'll go check it out. Thanks for watching today, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.